So I figured let's start general fund, obviously, because that's the largest and it's the most to talk about. So I'll start on the revenue side. You have it, well, I should say, in your packets, I think it's sheet number, I labeled them all at the top right corner. It's number 25, supposed to be towards the back. Is the SOTS budget. Went up nominal, thankfully. So we're looking at 908,950.
And what is SOTS?
That's the Southern
Trash.
Onondaga.
Oh,
Trash
that
Service.
was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're in good shape. I was afraid that was going to go up quite a bit with fuel prices and wages and everything like that, but
Yeah, as I mentioned the other night.
Yeah,
Yeah, I heard you.
that was great.
Yep.
Hopefully you're up to.
good stuff.
Well, it's good for us.
Yeah, definitely. So that's basically it in and out. We collect the tax and we pay that 908, 909, whatever it is, right over the SOTS, and then they take care of it from there. Tax, interest, and penalties. We've budgeted about $9,500 every year for the past several years. We're a little bit light this year. We're at 8602.
Same sheet?
No, there is no sheet for this revenue stuff. This is all, basically my best guesstimate for this stuff. There's no department request. So
Okay.
we've done 9,500 for penalties and interest on taxes. Year to date, we're at 8602. That's not going to change. So I'm inclined just to leave it at 9,500. I think it's not going to move the needle much anyway. Franchise fees. These are fees that Time Warner Cable or Spectrum, I should say, pays to us. We've budgeted 79,000 in 2023, 80 grand this year. We're coming up short right now. We're at 36,000. So I'm thinking 72 grand for the year. That comes in quarterly installments. So we've received half.
I didn't even realize we got franchise fees.
Franchise fees for like using our.
Hours, I think.
No, that's Spectrum has an agreement with the town. I've never seen it.
I'm gonna shut it down, right?
I don't know that anybody
Thanks
has
for
it.
that.
I've asked for it, but
Me too.
and this is common in other towns too, where they pay the municipality a fee for the privilege of having, service in the area.
Let them come into the town.
Exactly.
So if we've only collected half through September, what makes you think we're gonna get?
No, it comes in quarterly installments.
Oh.
So we have two more
Oh, I
installments.
see, okay, September, okay.
Right.
Okay.
December.
So I'm thinking 72 grand for next year.
What was budgeted? for this year?
We've budgeted 80 grand for this year. We did 79 the year before. It comes and goes. There's really no rhyme or reason. They just send a check.
I wonder what the calculation is for that. So
Do you remember, did you look into that with, weren't you looking into that with the tax guy?
For Time Warner stuff.
It's time, I thought it was the, Verizon.
no,
Mhm. Spectrum. There might be some FiOS in there too. I don't know.
Oh, you're talking.
Yeah, I wonder. if
What?
that's why it's like-
do you think it's based on customers usage?
I think
And
it's
more people going to FiOS
it could
and
be.
getting away from Spectrum. it could
probably active
lower.
households or active accounts in the area.
The towers was an assessment issue.
Yeah. So that was my thinking there. Clerk fees. We're at 3,400 so far for the year. We budgeted 3,500. That again, that comes and goes. It depends on projects and the fees that she's collecting. It's kind of variable. In 2023, for instance, we budgeted 2,500. So I was going to nudge it up a bit to 4,000 from 3,500. Zoning and planning board fees were $500 and $1,000 respectfully the past couple of years. I was going to leave them the same. Those don't really change much. I got to talk to Nikki about this. We get paid by the FM school district for tax collection.
Right.
We got 5,046 this year. We've budgeted 4,900 every year for the past few years. It's going to nudge it up to $5 grand. It's not going to make a difference much, but I don't know if there's an agreement for this year or not. I haven't seen it. So
I think we vote on it, if I remember right, don't we?
Oh, it's X amount of dollars per
transaction.
parcel.
okay.
So if there's more parcels, then that money's gonna go up.
Yeah.
So,
So 5,000 is probably a legit number. I mean, it's not going to go up. It's not going to go down, certainly.
right,
All right.
Cool. Interest income, I left it the same. I was really conservative last year in budgeting interest, just not knowing what rates we're going to do. I did 45,000 for 2024 and I have it in for 45,000 this year. Year to date, we're at $39,000.
Interest
So,
income on,
non-class, right?
But isn't that gonna go
Probably
down if
gonna
we
go
spend the ARPA money? Isn't the
All that's
ARPA money
left
what's
is-
earning the interest?
No,
no,
there's, I think ARPA, there might be 400,000. So, yeah, that's gonna go down somewhat, but we're gonna blow $45,000 out of the water this year. It's probably be closer. 55, 60. So I think if we leave it at 45 or we even
oh,
drop.
that's fine, yeah.
All right.
I don't wanna jump it up too high, cause you don't know what's gonna happen
Exactly.
after the elections and.
That's for next
And
year, yeah.
interest rates could, plummet.
It
So,
appears they're coming down.
They're gonna come
At least
down.
a
I don't
little.
think they're gonna.
I don't
plummet.
think, yeah, I don't think they're gonna drop
A little
like a
better.
rock.
Think-
What do
a
you
little
think?
better.
What do you think, financial guys?
I thought a lot of it was coming from ARPA money, cause at
No.
one point we had what, $800,000 in there. That's
Yeah.
earning, what, would be earning
The hell's left.
40 grand or something?
I have the ARPA spreadsheet here somewhere. We have left to spend.
298, I've heard, like,
Actually, it's 377. So for this year's budget, we budgeted 150 grand for a dump truck. We budgeted 215,000 for the highway. There's no dedicated use for that. I
Right.
think he
That's
has
what
his
we were talking about
ideas.
The other night.
did you see John's email about all the other stuff?
Oh, I
Yeah.
take that back. We're actually higher than that. We're at 615. That's unspent.
But we had it allocated but unspent, right?
Of that 615, 238 is
Unallocated.
it's unallocated. Correct.
That's where
So
the,
if
waiting
it's-
for us.
But if
Truck
it's
to show up.
600 grand, right?
At 5%.
5%, that's 30 grand.
But
Where does the
That-
rest of the interest income come from? Tax
some
revenues
of
that are
that, well,
collected?
some of, yes, and some of that interest income is allocated to the highway fund, a good chunk. So it's not gonna be a $30,000 reduction to the general fund. It's gonna be kind of split between the two, but I think you're right. We probably should bring that down a bit. I don't want to count on it.
and then have it not
If we're
there.
gonna have $600,000 less in there.
Well, we're gonna spend the money. We gotta
We
spend the
have to
money.
spend it without a doubt.
We have to allocate, it doesn't
Allocate.
have to be spent yet, we have to have it
It
allocated,
has to be obligated, which
Yeah.
means
contract signed.
contract signed, under obligation, correct, legally obligated to spend the money. So,
But that email from John was very informative about, this roof's 30 years old and
Right.
whatever, so. Yeah, it's gonna hurt
20,
us.
25,000 probably for interest, 25. I'll do some math on that. More time, I can
Mhm.
figure out, project our cash balances and see where we're gonna be. Dog licenses and rental, we've always budgeted 500 and 2,500 respectfully. I'm just gonna keep them the same. Building permits, we're at 12 grand a year. We budgeted 18. We're probably on point.
He's gotten a lot, I talked to Tim the other day and he's very busy with permits.
He is.
Yeah, he said he's, 90 and just in the last month or so,
Wow.
so. Yeah, he's been a busy boy.
So I don't leave that where it is. What do you guys think?
I don't know of any big housing developments going on.
He is backlogged on,
Is it?
he always seems to be, it's like
Yeah.
Diana said,
Okay.
Sales scrap, $500. That's usually nothing. AIM, that's New York State, aid municipalities. That's always $36,253. I left it the same. Mortgage tax, we're at 76,000, almost 77,000 for the year. We budgeted 140,000. So we should, that continues, be about 150-ish for the year. I was gonna budget 150. I can bring it down to 140. Up to you guys.
What's the
Say that
math?
again, I'm sorry.
Is it straight math?
It's not, so that's just, if somebody refinances their house, if you buy a house, you get a line of
Oh.
credit, whenever you close, there's a mortgage tax that goes to the county. We
I
get a
see.
piece of that as well.
Okay.
So it's one of those catch-22.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people selling their houses. But that's the only, that could stop.
Right.
I don't know.
I would guess I would leave it
Leave it
where it
140.
is. It's hard. I mean, it's really.
The
hard to
last
tell.
couple of years, there's been a big market. Let's sell the house because the price of what you can get for your house, but you
Right.
don't know if that's gonna continue or.
Right.
Whatever.
So that's it in terms of revenue, property taxes, that's a calculation, when we figure everything else. That is kind of the plug, so
Right.
how much are we gonna spend? What's our other revenue look like?
Right.
Can we use any fund balance? Then we back into the property taxes, so. Now we can kind of get into the, spreadsheet or that packet that I gave you guys. So the first sheet, this kind of works its way right down the budget. The first sheet is for town councilors.
I texted him, he didn't answer. He's probably out in the field.
I didn't get sheets back from you, Dave, or Bill. That's okay, doesn't really matter. So James put in, and he kept it the
I
same.
kept it same, I'm not in this for the money.
James sent me a note just saying we haven't raised it in quite some
We
time.
raised it last year.
Not by a ton,
No, not by a
Um,
ton, but
2% maybe, but not even, $130 each. I think, or 120.
Yeah.
So not a lot, but he's thinking, budgeting, $4,900 to $5,000 each. So that would bring the total budget up to, I put in $20,000 versus $18,820 this year.
Is this, Mr. Mayor,
What's that?
we on this? The appropriations?
regular.
Yep, you're on the appropriations under town board personnel. Should be at the very top.
I got you.
So 18,360 and 23, 18,820 and 24, then he's thinking 20 for 2025.
What's that a percentage? Is anybody else?
You two obviously on this too.
That's 6.2%.
Over how many years?
That's from, this year we had budgeted 18,820, that's up, that's 6% higher. So 24 to what he's proposing, 6% higher.
I mean, I can see, I could see inflation maybe, but not 6%. I don't think, Hey Siri, what's inflation for 2024? It looks like
3.5%.
3.5, levels of about 3.5%. Yeah,
Other boards I've worked with have kind of set a townwide rate, and that's been between 3% and 4% for this year.
yeah. Good.
So, what do you guys want to do?
What we're deciding whether we want to be paid 3 or 4% more.
For the town board?
At most, I mean, it's just one of those things.
Yeah,
Well, James and I,
About any increase?
yeah,
Yeah, I'd be a nay. I'd prefer not to do anything.
okay.
Leave it?
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay.
I'm not doing it for the money for sure. I don't think anybody is, based on the time it's put in. I know that $100 a year isn't gonna make a difference.
All right. Justices, it's next page.
yeah, they've lobbied. I don't know if they made it.
They're looking at,
Told me that they haven't had one. in a while. I don't.
they had a nominal increase last year. They went up from 20,000 to 20,500. They're putting it for 26 this year,
So they're only
What about
looking
the
for
back?
$500 increase.
Do we know about,
26,000.
26,000.
we know about the past like 3 or 4 years?
I don't,
Well, I don't have much. I have the actual budget, I don't have the worksheet somewhere.
It looks like they have raises.
It went from 18,480, right? That's right.
Yeah.
2000.
21,
Are?
Hello.
22, they went to 20,000.
Yeah, it looks like 18 to 22. Adopted 20 bucket. 20,000.
They've gone from 9 to 10 last 10 years.
Oh, that's for both of them?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I say we have pretty good judges.
So they-
Yeah.
they've been up,
Yeah,
they've been up, yeah, I would say 3 to 4, what, 3 to 4%?
yeah, I mean, this is going back to probably 15.
Yeah, but what are they at now?
they're at,
A little over 10,000.
yeah,
250
That's 10,250 and
What have they
they're asking
requested?
for 13,000.
Well, what am I looking at? All right, what sheet are you looking at?
Okay, yeah,
It's a fucking page.
page 2,
Oh,
or page
Page
5.
5. They're not asking any more of the expenses, just their pay.
the clerk's the same.
And they're asking for a big
They want
increase.
30%?
So in the last decade, they were at 9,000 each. So
So in 12 years, they've gotten an extra 1,000. In 10 years, they've gotten an extra 1,000.
it's not.
I guess none of us are in it for the money.
Hey, well, I don't, yeah. It's, I don't think it's a big number. I don't think the number's the issue. I think the percentage increase is what people jump on.
All right, now what do we say? How about 12?
12 each.
Then get it to 13 next
Yeah.
year or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm just want to say one thing, and honestly, I'm just putting in the
Yeah. No, go
numbers,
ahead.
but having worked with other towns and having towns that are trying to get justices, they're very difficult to find.
oh, yeah.
They're having a hard time.
All that
getting people-
area is
Yeah,
incredible.
they're just.
Code enforcement officers, police officers, anybody like that. And nobody wants to be part of it.
Right.
So just keep that in mind.
I don't think it's out of the realm of reason.
Yeah, if they've gone from 10 to 13 over the last 10 years, that equates to like 2.6% per year, so 13 is pretty reasonable.
I think it is.
It's not a bank breaker.
Yeah.
We don't want to lose.
Yeah. They're both.
We have pretty good judges.
Yeah, we do.
Clerks, they put in for 5 each. Want to keep it at 5? Want to give them an inflationary adjustment? I know last year we kept them the same.
They're not asking for an increase
Right,
either.
just leave it as
So,
is.
yeah, just leave it as is.
Good deal. Contractual, they are keeping it where it is, so that's good. Mark here on the next page. Left his the same, and we got 150 for contractual for office supplies. That's it. So. Everyone's good with that?
Yep.
Software for bookkeeping, that's me, that's Williamson.
Yeah.
I have an email into them. I haven't heard back yet. I put in 5 just to be on the safe side. That's an annual renewal.
Good idea.
My fee, I put in for 2%, 2.3% actually, if you want to be exact. It's an extra $100 a month. If you want me to leave the room, I'd be happy to do so if you want to talk.
Wait, what are we doing? I say decrease by 50%.
Find yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I got things to do today. I got to mow my lawn, so.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, my sister obligated me for outdoor barbecue. Thank you.
Which one are we on?
We're on bookkeeping.
I feel
Did I
like,
not put a sheet in here for myself? I'm sorry, I didn't.
No,
All right, so I pulled it out and I must have forgotten it. What
you're
a-
going from what to what?
so we were at 51.6 this year, going to 52.8.
that's,
2%.
that's,
Yay.
I vote yes.
Thank you. All right, moving on, the next
Thanks for
page.
keeping that within,
I'm
making
not,
it an easy decision for
it's
us.
kind of like a, just want to cover costs.
Yeah,
That's all, you
well, I
know.
appreciate you
I'm a
doing it.
resident, I'm not looking to kill